What is up, YouTube? My name is Aaron with All Three Pools and ICF Guru. Welcome to episode 3 of my own personal pool remodel. You can see I'm finally swimming after a half of a summer of miserably looking at an empty, hot hole in my backyard. And yeah, guys, so what we specialize in at All Three Pools is ICF, obviously, ICF pools and training, and we also sell pool kits for you guys to build these for yourselves. But in this video, I'm gonna get into the very basic details of, kind of finishing up, installing the lights, finishing up the bubblers. We're gonna tease a video, a long form video about these awesome Pentair laminars, as well as a really awesome Pentair fire bowl that they gave me to show off to you guys, where we're gonna do deep dives in those installs. But yeah, guys, it's turned out awesome. I'm finally swimming. It's really made it a little bit more palatable as we've hit some pretty hot spells in July. And yeah, guys, it's turned out great. Check out us installing the last of the Renolit, showing me welding it in, and as well as Marshall and Jonathan doing all the light wiring and everything else. And then we set up the IntelliCenter. I'll have one more of these videos kind of showing you the final on the entire backyard, where we do the Renolit install on my deck. And like I said, get into all the details of the waterfalls, the sauna, the whole works of this entirely cool backyard remodel on this ICF. All right, guys. So me and Jonathan and Marshall, we're working on this, trying to get it all wrapped up a couple weekends ago. What Jonathan is doing right now is basically he's over in the weeds of my flower bed that's not done. And it's going to be a common theme at the moment. But he was cutting off all the conduits, getting them ready to pull the strings and install the lights. I'm over there welding in the corner, trying to finish up the membrane. Marshall is pulling a vac and trying to pull strings through. You see Jonathan there dragging the strings in, just making sure nothing gets tangled up. And then Marshall catches them on the other end with the vacuum. And they got to do that times 6. I have 4 lights, 4 micro bright IntelliVibes in the walls, and then I have 2 bubblers. So one of the things, I already had 4 micro brights in this pool, but part of Pentair's deal with me on this thing was to see Marshall getting that string out there, and they upgraded me to the IntelliVibes, which you see Jonathan there unboxing as slowly as humanly possible. It's a way to not get on my radar that you're not doing anything. Is if you keep moving a little bit, I won't notice that you are taking your sweet time. But anyway, he gets them unboxed, he gets them over to Marshall, and then Marshall starts tying strings to the end of the wire. Micro brights come in an all-inclusive roll of wire that is completely watertight, sealed to the bulb. So you have to fish it through from the pool side. And Marshall's tying them up right now, and then they will pull them through one at a time. So there will be 6 conduits coming up in a J box. There's actually 2 more IntelliVibes that we haven't installed yet because they go up on top of my waterfall. But you see Marshall here doing all that. And then Jonathan will go to the other side back to where he was cutting those conduits off, and he will pull those strings through. But first, Marshall is going to put the dry seal gaskets on. I have a whole video I will link on these micro brights and the detailed install, but you put that O-ring on there that comes as an optional dry seal kit with that tube of grease right there. And then you basically put that O-ring on, and then you snap your threaded adapter back onto it. And now that gasket is jammed in there, it will be a waterproof seal. The water will not fill up the conduits. If you live in Phoenix, you don't really need to care. It can be a wet niche. But if you live in Minnesota, you don't really want that water in the conduit, where freeze thaw might damage your conduit. So anyway, while I'm over here welding the tanning ledge on, working on my edge welds, Marshall and Jonathan are working together to install the lights. You can see Jonathan here pulling he'd pulled the string through, then he got the wire. Now he's going to just pull all this excess wire out until you get down to about 6 inches, a little less than 6 inches, which is Marshall's job to stop it so Jonathan doesn't damage the bulb by yanking on it. So he will kind of stop it, and then all Marshall's got to do then is screw it in. He's got it all Teflon taped up. One thing you got to do, and you'll see him do, is you got to kind of backspin the light 4, 5, 6 times, kind of twisting, kind of preloading the wire with a reverse twist. So when you actually screw it in, you're not like knotting up the wires. So he's just going to tighten those up and they're done. It's rinse and repeat. He's got to do that 4 more times and then twice for the bubblers, which I think he'll be doing here in just a second. But yeah, you can see him here finishing up with his cancer stick. You gotta keep them happy when they're helping you on a Saturday. So I didn't lecture him too hard. You see him here pulling string through for the bubbler, and same process basically, except you see that part in his hand right there. That is a glow bright adapter. So an older Pentair technology with lighting was glow brights. It kind of a predecessor to the micro brights, and the bubbler niches take glow brights. So the problem with that is if you have micro brights everywhere else, IntelliBrights, anything like that, the spectrum is different. So when they go to red, glow bright red is not the same as a IntelliBright red, so it'll look stupid. So what they've done is they've got a retrofitting little part. You see one laying there on the Renolit that I'm about to grab, but the other one is down in there. We're fishing through, and that effectively replaces that gasket and that little white ring you saw Marshall putting together on the micro bright earlier, and it makes it into what would effectively work with a glow bright niche. It's one of the things I didn't like about glow brights when they were state of the art was you had to have a custom or a proprietary niche, meaning you couldn't easily switch lights later, whereas all the micro bright lights screw into a traditional 1.5 NPT fitting. Just it takes like every eyeball. The new Pentair lights actually have one called the Mezzo and the Nano. The Mezzos also screw into that fitting, but they're larger. You see Marshall cutting off the white trim ring. He forgot to take it off beforehand, so he just popped that off. Now he's going to put that into the glow bright adapter, and the whole thing just snaps in. You see me here doing the second one, and it went just exactly the same. So the only difference is here, I think I don't have the glow bright adapter down in the hole. I have it up around the light somewhere. So once I get the string tied on, it's obviously just exactly the same process. Just pull it through. Most of mine are 100-foot cords. Micro brights and these micro bright IntelliVibes come in 50, 100, and 150. Usually if you're buying a pool kit from us, Eric it's part of his like checklist to ask you roughly how far things are going to sit away from, the equipment pad. Almost everybody just gets 100-foot cords. There's not a big price difference in 100s and 50s, and 50s don't reach much. 150s jump up a little bit, so we avoid them when we can. But you can actually see me. I have dropped the adapter down in there. We're going to pull that all in, and then you can see me pull the adapter out, and we'll kind of see us snap it on. So instead of, like I said, instead of having that little white NPT threaded ring, there are little nubs that right by my thumb where you can see the that like a glow bright would have, so it can snap into that niche. But you kind of grease up a different part of the light there down lower, because there's an O-ring inside of that niche, and then there's that blue one on the outside. So this thing is actually super easy to waterproof. As hard as micro brights can be to get them watertight with just those little bitty NPT threads, the glow bright niche and the bubblers is actually super easy. The ones we just got done with, where the tanning ledge is above a room and the equipment's down there, if it was going to leak a drop, you would know it because it would just fall on your head. There's no conduit or anything. It just comes into the room. So that's how it snaps in. And then now you see it finished. Just a real sleek little thing that is gorgeous. That same light that's in the wall will make at least 5 times the light that you get from the one you see in the wall there. Where basically the walls are completely done and ready. The bubblers are ready. You see just a regular eyeball fitting there, but that's what we're going to end up with, guys. That Carrera look is so cool too. Okay, guys, the IntelliCenter, one of the cool things about it is how customizable it is. And on my pool, when they sent me, this used to be an Easy Touch, which I have a whole video I'll link of how to transfer an old Easy Touch to a new IntelliCenter. It actually comes with this whole big label thing right here that goes over the Easy Touch wire diagram. And then obviously this entire part up here replaces, these transformers replace, and these little circuit breakers replace, and now you have an IntelliCenter. The cool thing about the IntelliCenter is when it's an i5 like base model, it comes with just this part right here. And then very often when you guys buy kits from us and you buy, and we know you're doing an auto cover, we include the auto cover card, which allows the IntelliCenter to control your chlorine generator when the cover's open or closed, and also lock out any water features that would potentially dump water from inside the pool on top of the cover, like a waterfall or a slide, or deck jets that if a kid turned a valve could cause big damage to your cover. So they make a card that basically idiot proofs all that. On anything that's automated, it controls it. And I don't have that kind of auto cover. I have a Hydrolux, which water can flow through, so that is not necessary on my pool. But they did send me extra aux card, which is just a expansion card like an i8 or an i10. Just gives me, I've got 4 relays here. Normally you have 5. I think I took one off because I had a blown one on another job. But then I can add up to 5 more, up to 10 separate relays, and this card gives me the places to plug the rest of those in. But the cool thing is, you can have if you have a hot tub, you can add something called a spa card to give you the extra body of water control. I have a lot of valves. So my pool used to just have a shear descent waterfall. That was my only water feature. So it was a single aux on off, easy peasy, just a valve A and valve B up here. You just plug in your actuator and go, but you only have A and B. So if you have, say, 3 water features or anything else that you want to do, you have to get this valve expansion card, which, funny enough, gives you 6 more valves. So you go from 2 to 8, like you'll never need them. But I got a waterfall that's running off a separate pump, so that doesn't count. But I have 2 bubblers, which is 1 automated valve. Then I have a laminar, and then I have a fire bowl that has water, so that's 3. So I only need 1 of these spaces, but I have to have it or it won't work right. But the super cool thing about all this, you see all these blank screws and these multi-pin connectors here. Basically, you can just plug this thing in from the side, and you can just add. If I wanted a spa, I could add the spa card, and it all communicates. Once you're plugged in, you have 2 set screws that hold it in place. Now I can add 8 more valves. My pool is not big enough for that many water features, but it's just super cool how much this can do. This could be doing 8 valves, a spa, multiple pumps. I'm already gonna be running 2 pumps off this thing with 4 water features, counting the waterfall and the separate pump. I'll probably add a heater this fall once the Hydrolux comes in, because until then, you're just kind of heating the air above the pool. So yeah, guys, it is really a cool feature that we can do this. You can, like I said, you can watch the video of when I retrofitted this, because there's a lot more detailed content on the IntelliCenter and how it works anyway. But yeah, we're getting ready to wire up the new pump and the communication to the old pump and all the valves today. We're gonna fill the pool up tomorrow, and I'll bring you guys that. But really neat little feature that the IntelliCenter has is just the custom expandability from the i5 base all the way up to the i10 personality kit, where it has all the cards and everything. So yeah, guys, as far as the Hydrolux goes, it's gonna be kind of a multi-month, multi-episode ordeal. I've done the one Hydrolux video. It'll be linked in the description just so you guys can see a full video. But for my L-shaped pool to do it, what we've done so far is obviously my boys hand dug out the well a while ago. And then we built a concrete well that has to be full of water. So that's why we made the decision that keeping it eco-finish would be way too problematic because of that giant cold joint where the new pool and old pool meet. But what ends up happening, and a lot of times we'll just bring the coping down to hide all of this, but I thought to myself, Renolit, I can just skin the Renolit on the stainless steel beam. So that is a stainless steel beam right there that holds up your pool deck and everything. So I've got concrete decking with the Z-form that matches everything else. From 10 feet away, you won't notice this because the water is going to be right to here, almost completely to the top of this edge. And when that thing comes out, it's like an alligator just sliding silently through the water. And it'll just come out of there, and the whole thing will be rolled up in that big well back in there. So when it's open, you'll not even know it's there. I did the Renolit so it matches all of the rest of the edging on the entire pool. Total pain in the butt, by the way, guys. Welding all this stuff upside down in here. It took me like all weekend. But yeah, I think it looks freaking amazing. I'm really excited to show you guys another vanity pool. We did this color of Renolit on my Dolphin Island pools. It's like the second Renolit job we ever did. Welding the Renolit around a three-dimensional piece like that and basically doing what would normally be a bottom of the wall weld like right here, but upside down in a tight space. It was a very tricky weld. It kind of put my skills to the test, but it wasn't hard. It was just tedious. We're doing our little edge design so you don't feel the seam, which is something kind of special that we invented as far as a install method. And yeah, guys, I think the vanity, super cool. I haven't done it since like my second pool because everybody in Springfield, Missouri this year has ordered Elegance, which is the opposite end of the spectrum. This is the lightest color, that's the darkest color. You'll see when this one's full, it'll be like almost a Caribbean blue water tone. We're filling it up tomorrow. I cannot freaking wait. I'm so ready to come home and jump in my pool and cool down. It's been very hot the last month, but yeah, this is kind of a cool look because this pool cover is the most sleek, hidden, like sexy pool cover. It's quite a bit more money than a railed fabric cover. But I mean, we're not rectangular, so this is the only option we have for an automatic cover. In Europe, it counts as a safety cover and everything else, but in America, it doesn't. But it is a very nice thermal cover. It has an R value of R6, which no other auto cover has. So it's going to really help me hold my heat in the winter. And it's just such a cool cover. I can't wait to bring the install to you, but I haven't even ordered the slats yet. It'll probably be fall before they arrive. They come from Europe. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this before it gets full of water, because once it's full of water, it'll be GoPro only situation. So I'll show you some stuff in the well real quick just so you kind of follow it. All right, guys, so I got Owen laying down in the well just so you guys can kind of get a feel for it. It's got all this stainless steel structure here holding up the concrete. And then the one thing that Aquamatic specs out for these wells, because you might not use this cover that much during the summer and it's just sitting here in fairly stagnant water. So on the other end behind Owen, I have a return fitting coming out of the wall. And over here, this was just another return fitting, but I got a anti-siphon lid for it. Not that this is inaccessible pool space, but I just didn't want like one big leaf to be able to get on a return fitting and get sucked down to it. So we put this down there, return on the other end, and I actually have valve controls. If I think it's getting messy back here or scummy, I can turn everything else off and just send all the return water there, all the suction water here, and force circulation right through my cover. So building that little bit of serviceability into it saves a ton of headache later. These lids probably weigh about 150 pounds a piece. Totally doable in a service situation, but you sure don't want to have to move them every time you need to clean it. All right, guys, you see we got it all done. I now get to chill on my Saturdays other than making these videos, but it's about 95 degrees, so after I get out of this sun, I'll probably go finish editing this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe these videos. It helps our algorithms a lot, but also all3pools.com for any of our upcoming training events. We do have pool training September 17th through the 19th. I think the next Renolit opportunity is August 26th. And, me and Kenny and Marshall will be burning out 3 or 4 days with you guys, teaching you how to do these membranes, which are the future of pools, guys. Yeah, stay tuned for episode 4, which will be a tour of my entire backyard once the turf is back in, the fire bowl is done, as well as some deep dives into these individual super cool features like the nano lights and the fire bowl and all that Pentair has been so kind as to give me for the videos. And yeah, guys, stay tuned. We'll see you next week.